Alright, today we're going to be changing out the fuel filter on a Series 1 Stagea with the RB25 DT Series 2. For mine, all I'm going to need is a screwdriver and some snips. For some reason, mine has a zip tie. Go ahead and remove the zip tie, and we're going to attempt to get the screwdriver in to be able to release the screw on the bottom, which for some reason is very buried on this vehicle. There we go. Alright. Now that that's loose, should be able to pop the filter up a little bit and wiggle the hose off. Now, mine, for some reason, this cable is in the way, so I will resort to moving these, which seem like a 10. Alright. So they are indeed a 10. That's an excessively long screw for what it's holding. There's one. All right. There's my fuel filter bracket out of the way. With that, I should be able to slightly twist the bottom hose off of my filter. These are JIS standard screws. Our unfortunate Phillips number 2 don't always fit exactly inside, so be ready for a little bit of a fight to make sure you can actually grip the piece. Car has been off and sitting overnight, so should be minimal to no fuel pressure in the line.
Okay, you just have to put your purse down.
Yep, so looks like almost 30 years of being stuck to the vehicle is showing its age, and pretty sure I've unthreaded this thing enough that I might actually take it apart. Alright, there's that part. You can finally hear it creaking.
She's spinning off then?
It does not want to spin off.
I'm gonna give it a go.
I am going to try to move with a Phillips flathead screwdriver.
Try it off.
So let's try with this little piece to see if we can slowly pry the hose off gently without tearing it apart. I hear some creaking. Hopefully that's not the hose tearing apart. If it is, we'll then have to get a new one. Yeah. Made in China. So unfortunately, it doesn't want to come off due to age. I'm going to try to hold the hose and kind of hopefully break it free by twisting them. So
I'm not asking anymore.
let's give it a shot and see if we can get it to break free. I believe the top half is loose, now the bottom half. Only thing that's kind of nerve-wracking about reaching in here right now is the fact that, one, my filter seems to be in the way, but two,
Just take out the filter.
yeah, right? Two is starters right there.
Nice.
So unfortunately its age is showing. The grab and twist to break free did not work, nor did unfortunately the prying and trying. So in order to not damage the steel brake lines on this vehicle that run from the fuel tank to the front, I've resorted to cutting off the hose, as hose is easy to replace. The back, we ended up cutting the fuel line off as it wouldn't separate from the metal. Hopefully this one doesn't give us as much of a fight, but the vehicle is almost 30 years old. It's expected to be there. So I'm trying to break it free, which this one has. And now do a wiggle and pull. Damn, that one's hard. It does not like.
You were getting it all off. But just slowly.
Nope. No, I just tore through the. So it is out of the vehicle. Unfortunately, as I was twisting it, I tore a hole in the front. Ended up having to cut the front line off. So I'll be getting new fuel hose along as with this. This is currently the filter that is on it. And in just a moment, I will show you the OEM filter. All right, so this is the OEM filter. Pitwork. Pitwork is owned by Nissan. So any Pitwork part you see is an actual Nissan OEM part, just without the Nissan logo and the extra money that goes with that. So this is the Nissan Stagea's OEM filter of what it should look like. This is the OEM, and there's the Nissan name with the original part number on it. So, all right. So upon removing the hoses, this has something loose inside, and I can't really see what it is that's loose. However, I assume it's the filter element inside, and my vehicle has actually been having trouble starting and would randomly lose power on the highway. So hopefully that loose part, which the new one is not loose, it solves my issue of hard starting and stumbling while driving down the highway. So once I install it, I will test drive it and let you know. Alright, so we got the new fuel line, 5/16. We got new clamps. I'm gonna slide this on. And whatever angle works best for you guys, I would suggest putting the clamps in that position so you don't have to worry about it for future use. So. Please don't over tighten these. People get torque happy and tighten them down. This part, to here. Actually, I'll wait on that a moment. Let's put a band right here. Install the fuel line. Magnet. Alright, the bottom hose. Now before I put the fuel filter in and connect the bottom line, I'm just going to drop it in, and for space and comfort I'm going to leave this open so I can put in the fuel filter bracket once again. That way it has space for you to do what you need to do in order to reinstall the bracket. So I put in a little bolt with a little piece of plastic to plug it as much as I could, so that way it wouldn't just be constantly spewing out fuel. So now that the bracket's in there, I'm going to feed my hand, and I don't know if your hand's small enough, but mine can fit under the brake booster to get my hand in there. And now I'm going to place the piece, pull this, and yep, that's why I put the bag. Alright, so it's mostly on. Now I just gotta move that and press that down onto it. Now there is a little ridge on the bottom, which with your hands you can feel, so you'll have to make sure that the hose actually goes down far enough to reach that, to make sure it's secure on the fuel line. It is a rather weird position to be placing pressure on a fuel line. All right, so there we go. Now the fuel filter will be moved and slowly brought into position on the clamp. And there it is. Don't forget to tighten down your 10mm bolts on here, and to tighten down the clamp, that way it doesn't blow it off once you start. Where'd the bolt for that go? Alright, it's kind of hard to see, but if you are tightening something here, please do be careful. The starter is right here with the main positive cable. So the starter is right in this area, and that is the positive cable running straight through the battery. Just be wary not to touch that if you didn't disconnect the battery, as it will provide a nice shock.